In 1963, Tetsuan Otamu, or Astro Boy, first aired in Japan. Written by Osamu Tezuka, this series revolutionized the way Japanese animation was written and perceived. But what nobody else could predict was that this was the start of anime's birth. After the initial success of Astro Boy, more and more anime as we know it today began popping up as influenced by its predecessor. This in turn created a cultural phenomenon which began to slowly spread and creep its way across the world. And also around this time, the good old US of A began poking its corporate little head out of the bushes to see if it could also get a piece of this anime pie. And what's this cartoon called? Anime? Oh, it's a good old way to make a quick buck and show my kids wholesome family content here. Fun for the whole family. Yeah, so the cultural gap didn't quite translate when trying to move anime from Japan to America. The biggest problem was definitely the fact that animation in general was stigmatized to be for kids in America. So this very poor budgeting and a plethora of other things kind of made the first few localizations of anime really poor, bad, cut content that a lot of anime fans did not really appreciate early on.
Insects and humans cannot live in the same world. You know that. You know that.
Don't kill it! Please don't kill it! Please.
This idea that animation was for children would continue to be a hurdle that anime would have to cross as it continued to spread its influence through America in the upcoming years. But even still, anime was a very niche thing that only specific people would find interesting, and the majority of the public did not still really know about its existence too much. However, that was about to change with the introduction of one singular series that changed the face of anime forever.
Back what all the fuss is about, at least to the 8-year-old set in this country.
Pocket monsters.
Or Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon has captured the imagination of children around the world and billions of dollars from their parents' wallets.
Parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon, buy Pokemon cards, have anything whatsoever to do with Pokemon.
Spreading like a massive wildfire, Pokemon took the world by storm. A large amount of anime success today can largely be attributed to what Pokemon did back in 1997. It was one of the very first series that really made Japanese content conscious to the public of America. And following the massive cultural phenomenon known as Pokemon, it spurred America to want to localize more anime from Japan. And in response to the rising demand of Japanese animation in America, localization teams were created for the sole purpose of adapting anime to the American audience. The only problem with that is that stigma we were talking about of anime being for kids still held true. And with the combination of demand and the stigma of being for kids, companies like 4Kids were created to take Japanese content and change them almost completely.
Yeah! Your friends can watch this whole DVD online! Pass it on! So,
All they have to do is go to www.im4kids.tv and
While 4Kids did do a good job of exposing a lot of American kids to anime and what anime was, it also really just did not adapt the anime well at all. A really good example of this is the One Piece 4Kids dub, where they basically took out guns and violence and blood and events entirely, changed up the plot just so it's good for kids. And that is kind of a problem when trying to stay true to the source material or respecting the source material.
Pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. We already saw that. We're all good, right? Yeah. We don't need to watch that again. Yeah. Shh. Okay. Shh. Okay. Anyways, the early to mid 2000s were a really interesting time for anime fans. Anime demand was still on the rise, and though many series were getting localized, there's still a lot left to be desired for the amount of anime that was still available in America. This spurred on a very grassroots community that took it upon themselves to start translating anime so that an American audience could watch them. This would be the first example of what fan subbing would be known as, or fans basically subtitling anime by themselves with their own localization. While fan subbing has been a concept that's been around since the early 70s, it hasn't been as prominent as it is now, as they started being distributed on VHS tapes and beta tapes. Through the efforts of these small grassroots anime communities, they were able to successfully spread varied anime series throughout. Even though the fan subs were generally of low quality, they started getting better and better over time and still brought anime to a wider audience.